when Civilization 7 released 2 months ago, there was a lot that was missing, and quite frankly, still is missing. Number 1, polish. Number 2, UI. And number 3, features. But today, that list gets a little bit shorter, because Civ Fanatics forum member WLTK has released the map tacks mod. Ladies and gentlemen, it is finally here. I tell you what, I'm so excited for it because it means that now I can start putting down my library right there on that tile. I can go and grab my garden and mark it and put it on that tile, and it tells me the bonuses that I'm going to be getting for it from the adjacency as well. It's not just tracking that, the location. So this is a super cool mod. I wanted to create an entire video around this mod because this is by far one of the most important mods that there will ever be. So once again, just keep in mind, this is a beta release. It's only just come out. That's the reason why I'm making this video now. You'll probably hear from my voice. I've literally just woken up, seen that this has come out and said, okay, the people need to know because this is game changing. It makes it so much more fun to play Civilization because now I don't have to track all of these little things in my head. So now that that's out of the way, let's get into it. Let's plan a start right here with some map tacks and just go through some of the features that it's got, as well as some of the feedback that we can give to it. And keep in mind that if you do have some feedback, do leave that in his comments over on the Civ Fanatics forum. Don't leave him a negative review though, please, because just keep in mind, he's putting in a lot of hard work right here, and this is, well, this is pretty damn good. So let's go ahead and start adding in some map tacks. So obviously we know that our garden is going to go here. We're going to pair that up with our market. And I think we probably want to put a Colossus nearby here, just so that we can give that an adjacency. So we'll go ahead and we'll grab our map tacks, and maybe we can stick it out here. And that also increases the adjacency of these two. But hold on a minute, maybe I don't want to put the Colossus out here. So let's click to delete it. And then we'll go ahead and we'll put the Colossus on this tile right here. That way, anything that gets put here or here is going to pick up that adjacency bonus as well. Dude, how cool is this? Oh my lord, I'm so grateful that we have finally got map tacks. This is amazing. So I've already got like my own little bit of feedback. When I'm looking at this UI here, the first thing in my mind is like, okay, I see a lot of unique buildings, and I feel like they should probably have their own specific section. Right? Like, initially I was looking at improvements and I was thinking to myself, you know, do you really need to be like, hey, fishing boat? Like, not really. But you know what you definitely do need? You definitely do need, like, for emporiums, they've got very specific adjacency requirements. They cannot be placed adjacent to another emporium. So what you could do is be like, okay, well, I want to place an emporium here, and I want to place an emporium here, and then I'm going to place one here. And what will happen, so here you can see that there is there's no notification that what you've done here is illegal. And this is something that will be worked out eventually. But as an example, if you wanted to build the Mausoleum of Theodorich, it's got a requirement that you have to build that on a coast. So if we go ahead and put it on the coast, it's going to be fine. Now, can we drag that? No, we can't drag it yet. I'm sure we'll be able to drag it eventually. So there's no notification there that it's illegal, but if we put it here, you'll see that it comes up. Must be placed adjacent to a coastal. So coastal tile, I'm sure is what it actually means. But wow, well, how cool is this? Oh, let's go ahead. Oh, no, we can't put that down. It must be on desert adjacent to a navigable river and cannot be placed on tundra, apparently. There you go. So that's the map tacks mod. I tell you what, it is... I'm so damn excited. So what we're going to do is we're actually just going to run through a quick game right now of exactly how we'd plan our empire out and our base out with the map tacks mod. So we've already started off, and we've already got our city down. We're probably going to want to start thinking about building out our base. So the best thing that we need to do is work out where our adjacencies are. So we need to consider that we've got that 3 rings, first, second, and third ring, and we can only build within these 3 rings. So this is definitely the garden market spot. We already had that one picked out, and that's because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 water adjacency right here. When it comes to your library and your barracks, I think it's probably best to actually keep it in this tile right here, just primarily because you're going to be able to pick up the adjacency from the city center as well, eventually. Though there is definitely an argument for you to have it out a little bit further, and then you can even look to stack adjacencies around it. So we'll go ahead and we'll do that. We'll look to we'll play it a little bit wilder today. Let's say it that way. We'll also put down our brickyard because it will be a rough opening. We've got enough for rough. Now, if, by the way, you would like to play this spawn or this start location, I will leave a link on the Discord where you can download it. This is also part of our brand new event that we are doing called the Optimization Olympics. So if you'd like to try your hand at that and maximizing your adjacencies from this starting location, then you can definitely do that. So we've got the saw pit and the brickyard that are here. So normally what I like to do is whatever my starting warehouse building is, I'm always going to pair that up with the altar because I get a lot of value from the altar early, and I normally want to delay my second and my third warehouse building. So that's where they would go. Now, with regard to my monument, I don't really mind exactly where we put that down, but we could definitely think about putting down some world wonders on the other sides of these two. So maybe what we could do is we could look to put the Gate of All Nations. So let's see if we can find that bad boy over here. So we'll throw the Gate of All Nations down on this side, and then that way we can get those adjacencies started. And we could also look to do something like the Hanging Gardens. So the Hanging Gardens should be able to go on this tile right here. So we'll throw it there, but just hypothetically, let's see if we wanted to throw it here. Yeah, see, it's going to tell us that we can't actually put it there. And that's wonderful because now all of a sudden you're able to know. So now that we've got that, that's the main part of our base building that is planned out. Let's start thinking about empire planning. So we can already see, oh my lord, this is not a fun spawn. I will say that right now. You know why this is not a fun spawn? Because Ada is right here. Wow. Okay, I tell you what, that's a yikes. So, let's forward settle Ada. We'll go ahead. We'll put a city hall over here near Ada. Sorry, Ada. It's a tough game. Look, you know, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. We're gonna settle right here on your borders. So 1, 2, 3, we should be able to settle there, and that means that we should be able to get our library here. And I think that's a pretty obvious tile, and we'll probably look to add those in a little bit later. But for now, we'll just keep that. We've also got another great library spot right there. Actually, let's just put all of our libraries down. So we'd also go for, maybe we could do something like that, and then put our library here, and then that gives us our monument adjacency to the mountain. And then if we find any other good spots, so there's a city-state that's right here, we could always eliminate them, though technically, oh, we're gonna have to eliminate this one. Now, you have to excuse me, my voice is a little bit raspy because I've just woken up. Okay, sorry. Yeah, we're gonna have to do some city-state elimination soon, but you can see how easy it is now to start planning out where you're gonna be building things, where you're gonna be tracking with regard to your cities, with regard to your bases. We'll throw another library down right here. And that way you can really start to plan things out. When it comes to the rest of this city though, let's fill it in. Let's just go ahead and do that right now. So then I think after that we can talk a little bit more about feedback, because as an example right now, it won't detect that you're playing a specific civilization and then show you the subsequent improvements or subsequent buildings that you can make that are unique to your civ. It'll just give you everything, and I think that's probably functionality that should be kept the same way that it is now. I think, as I said before, my primary thing is just like making sure that the uniques aren't really mixed in here, because it can be for me, I've got like almost 800 hours now. Oh gosh, excuse me, I've almost got 800 hours now, so I can tell the difference between these relatively easy. So as an example, we'll do the monument and the villa. I think we'd probably throw the monument and the villa on a tile like this, though we could look to put natural wonders on, or world wonders on the other side. So you could do monument, you could do villa, and we could do over here, we could go for one of these, our academy, and we could go for our blacksmith and put them on the same tile. And then finally, we could do these guys together. And then on the inside, we could look to have our fishing key and our lighthouse. So if we were going to do that, how would we go about doing that? We could go for something like this, which is probably the right play. Now, keep in mind that when you put the lighthouse down, it will tell you the adjacencies. I don't know whether it always gets it right, but sometimes, like as an example, there's a +7, but there are... Yeah, so if we went for a lighthouse right there, that's a +8. So it's based on the amount of coastal tiles that are adjacent to it. So I think generally it seems to be pretty accurate with all of the numbers. So from here, we'd look to put a Colossus down on this tile, and we could also flip one of these guys around and bring it back down here, because we are going to need to put down our granary. So we could put our granary down here, and we would pair that up with our saw pit. Is that everything? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16? We're missing the bath. So let's go and put down the bath now. So I think it needs to be Does it need... can the bath... If we just put the bath down, is it just going to let us put it anywhere? Yeah, I think it's just going to let us put it anywhere. So we can just remove it. So if I remember correctly, the bath's adjacency requirements are it needs to be on a river. So if we look at it right here, must be placed on a river. So very, very specific. So we could go ahead. Yeah, see, I want to drag this and put it over here. I think that might be a little bit more difficult for him to do, but it's still, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, you know what, just, you only got to do this once at the start of the game and it's there. Now, keep in mind that there's a whole bunch of caveats for this as well about what he can and what he can't do. So he can't, what did he say? He can't make it cross over into the ages. So if you've got a plan to build something somewhere, you can't then transition your age into the next age, and then your map tack will be gone. So just keep that in mind, which I think makes sense, right? Like, you're not going to be building a market in exploration age. You're not going to be building the Colossus in exploration age. That all makes sense. But I mean, there are things like settlements where if you've got plans for settlements, that you are going to lose those as you go into the next age. So that is something to keep in mind. And other than that, I think that this base looks pretty damn good. I reckon you could probably get higher if you wanted to. We could look to try and put down some more world wonders. Maybe we could put down Dur Shuriken as well. And we could go ahead and we can just put it on a tile like that. And then try and we'll get 4 adjacency bonuses from this. And I think that is a pretty damn good looking base. So anyway, I'm going to be using the map tax mod absolutely religiously. You'll see me doing this in games, planning things out from the very beginning of the game. I think, realistically, from a feedback perspective, I'd also love a way just to... I don't know whether hotkeys are going to be possible. Actually, they should be possible, because I know with the cheat menu, or the cheat panel, you can press F8, and it will come up, and it will come up over on the side. So I'd love, like, if I could press, like, the middle mouse button down and then open up like the ability to have the tacks, that would be great. Because to be honest, it's like, don't get me wrong, I don't want to sound too lazy, but it's like going all the way down here to open my map tacks. I'm going to be using this a lot, dude. I need to be able to be like middle mouse click and then get those map tacks out. Other than that, though, I think like this is a very solid first run. Like, I am incredibly impressed. I think other than that, what else is there really to mention for it? It seems pretty solid. The fact that it calculates adjacencies as well. I think for me, the biggest thing is like, there's going to be numbers that you want to know and numbers that you don't want to know. So as an example, like over here for the city hall, we don't need to know the +3 food production and happiness, right? All we care about is this is a city location. So I think that that's important. I would love to be able to reorder these buildings as well. Generally, they do make sense, right? Like, you've got your warehouse buildings at the start, which, by the way, warehouse buildings, he's not able to calculate warehouse bonuses just yet. So as an example, if we roll over this turn and we go ahead and put down a farm on this tile, and we go ahead and put a farm down on this tile, you see that the granary is still saying +1. So while in the UI, the granary is saying +3, because we've got those 2 farms and it's got a base of 1, even if we go ahead and put down the granary, the warehouse building still will not update. And that's something that will come eventually, right? But at the moment, he's able to calculate adjacencies through the API, but not through, not this one just yet. So that's something to keep in mind. Other than that, yeah, I'd love the ability to switch these around. I think moving these in the Odeon, the Jalor, that's another thing. Making sure that all of the uniques are together. So you'd have like the Jalor and the Kunar, and they should be together. And even if there's a way to like put them within brackets together so that it's very clear that, hey, these are the uniques, because never are you going to be planning to build your Kunar and also planning to build your Odeon. Just not going to happen, right? So I think that that's one of the cool things. Now, I suspect if we moved over to the exploration age, let's go ahead and do that. Let's exit to main menu. Let's start a game in exploration. I want to see if he's actually done this. Has he managed, we'll go for Simon as well. Has he actually managed to get absolutely everything in? Because if he has, I tell you what, hats off, man. That is impressive. Because, I mean, I know that he said that it doesn't work crossing over ages, but he never said anything about it not working in exploration. So if we go here now, oh my, he is a madman. He is an absolute madman. Wow. Wow, and of course that's going to calculate all your adjacencies as well. So, you know, you want to put your temple down. Why not? Let's put it down over here. Let's put our guild hall down over on that tile. Wow, what an incredible job. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to leave it there. A nice short video. Probably the shortest video that will ever get posted on this channel. But if you've enjoyed this video, please feel free to leave a like. If you'd like to try your hand at that previous spawn that I showed you, then make sure you join the Discord, and I encourage you to join the event. But other than that, make sure you go and check out this mod, because I tell you what, it is so damn exciting. It's finally here, and it's looking very good. It is looking very good. Anyway, we'll leave it there. We'll catch you in the next one.